Hi, grade. Today we're going to do another day of finding y-intercept. In your notes, write down the general equation for a line, which is y equals mx plus b. In this equation, which variable represents our y-intercept? That's our b. So b is our y-intercept. It can also be called our initial value. At this point, we have the coordinates 0, b, because x is always 0 at this point. And then it's the point where the line hits the y-axis. So get this all down in your notes. We're going to go through example and find the y-intercept of these problems. So we're trying to find the point where our line hits our y-axis. And what point on the y-axis does that hit at? It hits at 1, so the y-intercept is 1, or b equals 1. How do you know this? What point does it hit at? You can write, I know this because the line hits the y-axis at 0, 1. What is our x value at our y-intercept? Our x-coordinate is always going to be 0 because it's on the y-axis. Looking at the next one, our y-intercept is -4 because if you see where the line meets our axis, it meets at -4. What point does this meet at? Write your I know this because. You can write I know this because the line hits the y-axis at the point 0, 4. So our b is -4, and then our x-coordinate is always going to be 0. Looking at the next one, what is our y-intercept? If we look, we see our line and the y-axis meet at this point right here. So our y-intercept is 4, and you know this because the line hits the y-axis at 0, 4. Look at this next one. Find the y-intercept independently. Your y-intercept is this point right here, and so it'll be 3, because even though there aren't numbers, we know it's 3 above 0, so it's at the point 0, 3. So we know that our b equals 3, and then you write, I know this because the line hits the y-axis at what point? At the point 0, 3. So write that down on your paper. Looking at the next example, where does the line hit the y-axis? It hits at that point right there. So b equals -2, and then write your I know this because. And the last one, what is your b? Your b is going to be 2, and then tell me how you know this. So I know this because. For your review problems, you have some more finding slope problems. For number 1, looking at this line, does the line have a positive or negative slope? It has a positive slope because if we're starting on the left, we're increasing or going up the hill. So to find our slope, we want to start at one point and find our rise. Our rise is 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it going to be positive or -4? It'll be +4 because we're going up. And then what's our run? Our run is 3, and is that 3 positive or negative? It's also positive because we're going to the right. So our slope is 4 over 3. Try the next one. Our rise will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So rise of -6 with a run of 1, 2, 3. You can simplify this to be what? -2. And last one, starting with point A, find your rise over your run. Your rise is -1, 2, 3. You're going down, so it's negative, and your run is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you get -3 over 5. Finish up the rest of the slope problems independently. For your review problems, you are identifying whether the line has a positive or a negative slope. So looking at line 1, we're saying, okay, is this line increasing or decreasing? So imagining we're starting on the left. Would we be going down a hill or up a hill? We'd be going down a hill, so the slope is decreasing. Looking at line number 2, is the slope positive or negative? The slope for line number 2 is positive because you are increasing. And line number 3, slope for line number 3 will be negative because you are decreasing or going down the hill. Go ahead and finish up the rest of the problems independently.